Hello, hello. Welcome to the daily political tarot readings here on the Black and Orange channel. I am known as Autumn around here, right here. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. I so look forward to this. I'm so grateful for you for being here, for being with me. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you to our troll slayers. We have epic troll slayers who have kept us safe through, you whack a troll. And you make this a safe place. Thank you. Okay. 10% of all income that comes into the channel goes to feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks across the country. That's an ongoing thing. And if you have questions, if you're watching this on replay, just come on by. I can't always, things that are left in the comments, I don't always make it into the daily stream. I've got some time constraints I run into sometimes, but your questions are very important. If you can ever come on by and just put your questions in all caps in the chat, then I'll know anything in the chat in all caps, and I'll know you're talking to me. Other than that, please just type normally, because people have whole conversations, and I'll know to stay out of some of those conversations. I just look up and I'm like, there were UFOs where? No. And, what about our horse? It's better if I stay out. So, all right. So anything in all caps, that's how you communicate with me. Let me think. If YouTube cuts off your questions either at the beginning, the middle, as I'm scrolling through, or it suddenly dumps a bunch of comments, please just put your question in again. Just put a YT right in the front of it, and then I'll know that YouTube cut it off earlier, and I'll see if I can work it in. I have space here for 12 questions right there for today. And before I start taking them, and before I tell you what I've got on my mind here politically to start with, I did want to mention that today is a big weekend for me. You're going to be seeing probably far too much of me. There's this live stream here at 4:00 over on Book Art Media, which is the parent company. Black and Orange is a part of my little publishing LLC, Book Art Media. And over on the Book Art Media YouTube channel at 4:00, we have a writing group who gets together, and we just talk about what what writing we got done. Oh my gosh, Patricia, thank you. Thank you. That is very kind. Thank you. Thank you. But we talk about, what we've written this week, if we've been able to write this week, if we've been able to express ourselves and move more toward our dreams of what we want to express and create, and maybe set some goals for the following week. So it's a writing group, but we don't really go over the writing so much. It's more, how's it going? How are you feeling? How are you expressing yourself? That sort of thing. So that's at 4:00 Central Time. Every Saturday. And then tonight at 8:00 for my long-suffering patrons. Oh my gosh, thank you. We have our monthly hangout, our tarot social, where we read on all kind of fun, crazy, silly, unusual. It's just how far out can we get there? And yeah, it's usually a lot of fun. So that's once a month, and that's this evening at 8:00 Central Time. Tomorrow, you will see me again, like you do every single day, taking your 12 questions at 12 noon on Sunday. And then tomorrow evening, I will be over on the Jen Lynn Tarot with the talented Sunday night trio that I hope all of you are able to watch. They are amazing and wonderful. And then this coming week, I'm hoping to see if I can talk to Lori from The Way of Positive Change, who is a sweetheart. Oh my gosh, she's so nice. So anyway, so I will quit yapping, and I will, I'll scroll up and look for your questions. Last personal note, I did manage to get the door off yesterday, the little cat door. I took the flap off. It's just a hole in the door now, so they can walk in and out. maybe someday. But it definitely cuts down on noise for recording, so they can come and go as they please. All right, I'm going to scroll up from to look for anything in all caps. By the way, also, I'm not quite sure how to look at. Quite often, when you first go to YouTube, it'll show videos that are upcoming, and do feel free to go in when you see those, click on them, because the chat is sitting right there, and you can put your question in all caps. And if I don't talk too long, YouTube won't even cut it off, so I might be able to see your question there if you can't be here live. As the thought. Anyway, I'm gonna scroll up. Okay. Does CPAC sound like a mouthwash convention? Yes, it does. I like that. I like that. Alexis, hey, Trump is planning 10 rallies around the country. Will he be successful? Trump's 10 rallies across the country. Successful. Okay. And I've got my ideas for something I want to cover too, but I've got it written down here, and I'll tell you in a minute. Okay. It's just about Cy Vance. Kathy, hey, will the $15 minimum wage pass this year? I keep reading on this. I last read on this. It's not jumping out at me. Oh, there it is. Last Sunday. And if I done it since, it's been coming up regularly, and what I'm getting is it's going to happen. It's just a matter of getting it going. I get this kind of energy. Just instead of it just rolling smoothly and moving, it's like, that's what I've been getting. I don't know that I could necessarily add, unless we want to look at some other way of looking at it. Well, all right, let's look at the $15 an hour thing again. Let's look at in also in the terms of, will there be some kind of living wage passed? As in, we won't have to wait another 15 years for it to go up if inflation is going through the roof. How about that? $15 an hour, will that pass? And what about a living wage? Okay, we'll have a look at that. Thank you, Kathy. Oh, someone just said strawberry cheesecake. Oh, that's just mean. Nancy, oh, you are darling. Oh, thank you, Nancy. Oh, I'm glad you like the flowers. Kyle, hey. In the next couple of decades, will the U.S. close the wealth gap and become a more equitable society? I love that. Okay. In the next decades, close the wealth gap. Okay. That'll be number 6. Thank you, Kyle. Oh, okay. I'm looking. Melissa, hey, question. Will we see universal preschool in a Biden administration? Oh, okay. Universal preschool in a Biden administration. Okay, got it. Thank you. John, lighting is perfect. Oh, good. Oh, I'm so glad. Thank you, John. Autumn, will the Trump supporters try another this? Oh, my internet's gone a bit weak. That's it. Being warned. If I've been having some internet problems, If I disappear for a minute, I will do everything I can here to come back on. I've got to call them again. Okay. What I've been getting on the idea of an insurrection is they're not going to have much luck. There's going to be the National Guard's still there, and there's going to be they're not going to have any luck March 4th. I've been getting that consistently. However, have you guys been hearing what's been going on at CPAC? Other than Ted Cruz just being the worst of the worst of the worst, his joke. Yeah, boy, they're just not letting go of Trump. They're going to go down with that ship. They will not put their hands up and surrender. There will be no white flag above their door. They're in love. They always will be. Ay, ay, ay. But we'll keep an eye out, Ricky. Thank you. Angla, hello, Autumn and everybody. Hello, Angla. Tuxedo Cat. Oh, Tuxedo Kitty. Autumn, will there be indictments against Trump by April? Tarot isn't good with time, and actually the first couple of questions I have written down here are about the Cy Vance and the tax thing and all of that. I don't know that April would be. Well, we're gonna go over that. We're gonna go over that. And if it's not quite what you're asking for, or you want to know more, we can always look at more if there's time, or we can always look tomorrow. I'm literally here every day of the year. Weekends, weekdays, Christmas, you name it. And thank you again, Patricia. Thank you. Judy, love the overlay. Oh, thank you. I think maybe you meant look. I don't know, but I'm just grateful. Thank you. Nancy, UFOs over Minneapolis. What were they? There was a newscast showing it. Yeah, and there was a flight. They were saying there were. All right. Well, UFOs over Minneapolis, and there was a United flight. They just and a recent flight. I'll have a look. I'm not the person to go to on these kind of questions. I'm looking because this kind of talk can have political implications. But I'm not the person, I'll be honest, right up front. I'm not the person to talk to about alien stuff. I'm not saying they don't exist. I think there's more going on in the universe than we understand. And I personally have never picked up on, like, they're from there and they've come to visit. Like, we should have Entenmann's coffee cake and instant coffee, taster's choice and an Entenmann's coffee cake. And I don't think it's that simple. But UFOs, that's just an unidentified flying object. That could be technology people are testing. That could be, honestly, personally, I think it sounds ridiculous, but I actually, with the scale of the universe, the way it's expanding, all of the fact that we're not on one of the main filaments, we're kind of in the backwaters. I would actually believe more something closer to like time travel, to be honest. Like maybe those are us in the far, far, far future when we've messed everything up. I don't know, but I've never gotten and I know I'm unusual in that. So anyway, I'll look at the UFOs, but I apologize now. If you are a believer, I'm not. But I do think there is some weird stuff happening in the universe. I think we can agree on that. So, okay, I'll have a look. Helena, what is happening with the Arizona GOP trying to change laws for election vote? Oh, what are they doing? AZ GOP change laws for election vote. I haven't heard anything about that. Oh, do let me know. Thank you. Okay, let's see. Anything else in all caps? Thank you, Wandering Eyes. And okay, Melissa. Oh, your question that was cut off earlier. Universal preschool. I've got that down. That is number 7. Okay. Connie saying hello. Oh, okay. And YouTube just dumped a bunch of stuff. Let me see where they dumped me out. Steve, will CPAC be a super spreader event? Yes. You know, one thing I wondered. You know that gold statue of Trump? He's got like flip-flops or something. Is that like a converted like Big Boy Burger statue, or what's the basis of, where did that come from is what I'm trying to figure out. But will it be a super spreader event? Absolutely. Absolutely. Question though. CPAC super spreader event, will it hurt or hit speakers, especially keynote speakers in the audience? Guaranteed. But I'm wondering if it's going to hit crews and things like that. Anyway, we'll have a look. Thank you. Alexis, will Andrew Yang win his bid for mayor of New York? Okay, Andrew Yang. Mayor of NYC. Okay, got that down. And I've got space for one more. Enjoy life. The Trump statue is chocolate. Is it really? It doesn't look like it, huh? Okay. Teresa, will the golden Trump, golden calf Trump get to any Christians? Good question. Here we go. Will calf, well, the energy's not good on that one. Trump get through to any Christians? Okay, and that's my I've got my 12 questions for today, because Sheila, Cruz will never make it as a stand-up. That is true. That I think we can all agree. YouTube cut off the top questions. Oh, I'm sorry, Nancy. I wish I could do more. But where I want to start with, and please, since as I say often, my ignorance is vast, I just chip away at it every day. Cy Vance, there is there's an election for a new DA in Manhattan. There's a primary in June. And there's something about a new DA in September. Is he not able to run again, or is he not running again? Has anybody heard anything about that? Because maybe that would move him along, that he wants to make a yes, Kathy, it is fool's gold. But I wonder if uh, I'll make a note of that. I'll make a note of that, Mims. College. Abolished. Okay, got it. All right. Mims, I've heard he's not running again for that office. Okay, so is that going to change how he does things? So that's what I want to look at. I want to look at, say, it isn't just, and also it isn't just 45's tax returns that have been given to Cy Vance. It's all the underlying information where that his accountants used to create those. And that's where you get into intent. That's where you get into people talking to each other. Now, Trump tries to get away with a lot by only talking on the phone or talking in person. But we know his kids don't do that. And Weisselberg probably has a paper trail too. And I think we heard quite a while ago he took a deal. So I want to know about there's a word for it. The information used to create the tax returns. Info. Is it valid for what's words elude me. Is he supporting documentation? Thank you. Supporting documentation. It isn't it that it's going to implicate him. Is it going to I don't know if convict is the right word I'm looking for either. Because it's something more than like convict is like there's a step. There's something in between, and I'm having trouble. Work product. I think that's it. Work product. Thank you. Will that prove intent? That's it. Prove intent to defraud. Okay. Also, the other thing I wanted to look at today, where Trump has possibility of so many, my gosh, bills, loans, fines, potential, you name it. Is he going to have to start selling off his big properties? I've picked up else in the past that he may need to that he may have certain things seized if there's money laundering proven. But will he have to start selling stuff off? The big stuff that he doesn't want to. So anyway, I've got that down too. And then we'll go on to the 10 rallies. So if that's okay with you, David, there's notes and emails which will show intent. Yes. Let's see. Indict, implicate. You guys are you're so awesome. Thank you for helping me. Thank you. All right. So I've got questions. We're going to start with the work product, the underlying information. All right. Get out ye old cards. 25. All right. So I'm going to spend a few minutes here just shuffling and trying to get into this energy. Oh, Trumpy. Someday I will not be reading on you, and that will be lovely. And Wouldn't it be lovely? Okay. Book Bewitched. Love the roses. What is an intimate coffee cake, and why would you share it with aliens? Thank you, Chris. Thank you. Entenmann's. Entenmann's coffee cake. It's a brand name, but I love that. Book Bewitched. Love the roses. What's an intimate coffee cake, and why would we share it with aliens specifically? I meant somebody just coming over to your house, like a neighbor. Back in the day, there was the joke that people had, you'd want to have an Entenmann's coffee cake in your house and instant coffee. And back before it was the whole taster's choice, where the actor who played Giles on Buffy was in the taster's choice commercials in the early 80s. And I want to say it was before Folgers Crystals, but there was something. There was some kind of but anyway, and people would knock on your door. And you'd answer the door, and it would be your neighbors. And you'd invite them in. And you'd sit and talk. How bizarre. An intimate coffee cake, and why would we share it with aliens? I love you guys. Oh my gosh, I love you guys. All right. All right. All right. The supporting documentation, the work product that and the communications that were used to create Trump's tax returns. Okay. There was supporting documentation and communications by Trump, his people, his kids, people like Weisselberg, to their accountants. And that's where you do or do not get intent. Because you can show in the tax returns where there was effort to defraud, saying this was worth this here, but maybe in the tax returns here, and then in the bank paperwork there, and the insurance paperwork there, and on and on. But it's the work product where you can really prove intent. So is that going to, is all that information going to prove intent that the Trumps, specifically Donald, that there was intent to defraud, intent to break the law? They wouldn't think of it as breaking the law, of course, because they're above such things. But meanwhile, on Earth 1, where we have where we actually have laws that are supposed to apply to everybody. I know. Oh, I'm adorable. A Book Bewitched gasped. They didn't call first? Yes, people showing up at your door. They'd knock on the door. Your neighbors. Hey, neighbor. Oh, come on in. We've got some coffee cake. You have some coffee? And you'd talk to them. It was weird. Okay, there's a lot of... Oh, yeah, there's a lot of it. Emails. Note. Do this. Don't do that. Back and forth. Oh, yeah, there's huge amounts. Okay. Okay, let's see here. Communications. Well, so far we've got this is Trump this is because of the background here and the weather. It's actually, before all this garbage, this used to be I called this my cruise ship card. Where you'd stop off at a port, because it's a vacation or retirement card. But under Trump, the red roof and the weather became the Mar-a-Lago card. It can also be Trump Tower. It's his base of where he feels safest with his stupidity. This is communications, and this is the law. Hello. Major Arcana Justice right here saying, and then we have going after that aggressively. Oh, they're definitely going after it aggressively. And I've got, this is law enforcement. This is the Trump dynasty. So these are both cards of the Trump dynasty communicating. It's all funneling down to the center card, which is the in a 5-card spread like this, the card in the middle for some reason is the most powerful card. So, oh, it's a big thing, and that feels like a real like, I don't know, like 2 huge things of rushing water going down a drain right there. This is the energy. It's just pouring in. So does that get them in legal trouble? Like serious legal trouble? Like, wow, that was really stupid. No, you really thought you could get away with that? Because that's the thing. They got away with so much for so long that they got sloppy. These are not disciplined people. These are some of the most undisciplined people who really think they're better than everybody else, and laws don't apply to them. So will this get them? Will this prove intent? Rise of democratic power. Okay, they don't have Republicans able to protect them from this. Sloppy. That's where I'm getting sloppy. They end up in the defensive because they were sloppy. Who's the guy who he said something bad about Trump? Said Trump didn't have as much money as he said he did, and Trump sued him like 15 years ago or something. And in discovery, the guy was able to see X many years of Trump's financial records from like the early aughts. And it's under court seal, so he can't talk about it, but he has said he's very disappointed that Cy Vance is only going back to 2011 and isn't going back to that stuff that he saw. I think that implies, because apparently when they, Tim O'Brien, thank you, Angla, thank you. Because when he and his lawyer they deposed Trump, and he says they caught Trump in like 30 lies in one deposition about his finances. Evidence. He's sloppy because he thinks he's better than everybody else. And there's evidence. What is this? Please tell me more about this. Why is the page of, is that saying, and it, through Ivanka, we start getting into Jared stuff? Or does this mean they just, have a little less money and go off and, there was a joke way back when. Do you guys remember when Victoria Beckham was best friends with Katie Holmes while she was married to Tom Cruise? All right, so we're going back. And there was a comedian who was saying, just imagining a conversation between those two. And Katie Holmes saying something about, there are new Birkin bags, coming out, and they're like $80,000 each. And Victoria Beckham in the joke is saying, "Oh yes, I bought 8 of them. I'm eating a salad out of one of them now." That's kind of every once in a while I just picture Ivanka eating a salad out of a Birkin bag. $80,000 Birkin bag. She'll just go back to doing that. Oh, hello. Hello, Tower. How are you? Like, owie. And people inside the tower, not so great. So, tell me about that. I should have been shuffling. It's my own fault. Frida Smet, Page of Pentacles, could be the, in my opinion, it's the IRS. Kevin, isn't one under oath in depositions? Why no consequences? I don't know. Are they under oath there, or is it that if they could get him? I don't know. And Cy Vance went easy on the Trump family back in the day. Sorry. But seems to be taking it more seriously now. That's why I want to look at him in a minute. It's a Page of Pentacles. So does Ivanka just, nothing happens, and Ivanka goes back to eating salad out of her $80,000 Birkin bags. Face consequences. Mar-a-Lago. Okay, we've got the Sword of Truth. Working hard. Rise of democratic power. They have a very strong case. I've got, but the possibility is there for like really big, but I end up with like the Page of Pentacles or Queen of Wands, which is someone who's politically married to Trump. It's not sticking the landing. That makes me crazy. Why is this not sticking the landing? I'm getting frustrated. Hello, Desiree. Impish artist. My ex was a lawyer. Folks were under oath. Yeah. This is very frustrating. And this is exactly the stuff I would be looking at if I didn't have this channel. I'd be like, where are my cards? I'm frustrated. Where are my cards? So I'm glad I can share this with you. Yeah, if you get anywhere around Trump, you get used to a certain amount of not only grief, trauma from dealing with him, but just being around him. That's Biden. That feels like Merrick Garland. IRS, anybody? And so we're looking at Cy Vance here in a minute. Niamos, I'd rather have $80,000 in an empty bag. I'm with you on that. But, I can understand. I can understand paying for art. But there's a line in there somewhere. One last try, because it's going to go on for a long time. We know that. It's just given. we're definitely going to see stuff. It's back and forth, back and forth. Some of this stuff may end up actually doing more harm in a federal case. Interesting. All right, that's all I'm getting on that for today. I just spent a lot of time on it, but I just spent 13 minutes on that one. But all right, Cy Vance himself, he's not running again. There's a primary in June, and there's going to be a new DA in Manhattan in September. So, is that going to cause him to do anything differently? Is he going to try to get things out sooner? Is he going to try to drag his feet out? Drag his feet because he's not actually, I'm so tongue-tied today. He let the Trumps off earlier before, and is he actually not going after them? Or is this like, oh no, he is, and he's going to try to get things out before somebody else takes over because he wants the credit? I'm trying to figure out how this is going to affect. Cy Vance, you're out of there in September, and there's going to be a lot of political pressure before then. So how is this affecting what you're doing? Can we trust you? Oh, well, it's a card for he wants to really bring Trump down, but we'll see. Let's see. What have we got here? It's a card for the reading. All right, that's the Trump dynasty. All right, King of Cups, legal heartaches in the middle. There's Trump the man, hemmed in by laws. All right, so he wants to... He's a political animal, and even though he is Republican, he feels he knows things now he didn't know then, or it's something about this frees him up somehow. I don't know why. The rise of and of course anyone who goes after Trump is seen as a Democrat. But we'll just ignore this epic fail to go after the Trumps when he should have. Political heartache, or not political, legal heartaches right in the center. And this is Trump the man, not the businessman, not the emperor, not little bully Trump throwing a temper tantrum. This is just a man who doesn't have specifically, he's kind of stripped down to a person, because that's what he is. And being legally hemmed in, very, very legally hemmed in. That's the thing, it's like on the one hand, don't expect other people to save, don't rely on other people to save us. On the other hand, that's your job. Your job is to then do your job. That's not misplaced anything on our part. All right, so maybe he's taking this more seriously now. So are you going to move things along? Or are you going to slow things down? Are you, what? Because I would imagine there's something he wants to do after this. So his reputation is going to matter. And that's why I say he's a political animal. Even if he's not in politics, it kind of is. Even if he doesn't end up in, if he just goes back and do private law for him, there's still politics involved. And we're back at Mar-a-Lago again, in Trump's base of power. Hang on, let me just see what I've got. What are you doing? You're going after the kids. Interesting. This is a psychological tactic. He's going after the kids. Oh, the kids will be out in the cold. It'll be so terrible. Of course, you could just like lulling them into a sense of, oh, of course you can win against this. And then legally, we've got insult to injury when he turns around and is like, evidence, receipts, literally receipts. So, is he? I'm trying to get into his head. Cy, are you trying to redeem yourself? Or what? 3 cards. Cy Vance. Okay, I'm getting a mental image of him like almost bouncing up and down in his chair, like I want to let me at it. Like I don't know if he wants to prove himself. He's emotional. Oh, okay. What? That doesn't make any sense to me. Trump the man again wouldn't help, but it was a matter of time. Okay, I think he himself he has something to prove. That's what I'm getting. For what it's worth. Redemption. Yeah, he had the opportunity to indict the Trump. Was it the Trump kids a number of years ago, and he didn't, or he went really, really easy on them, or something. I don't. It was appalling. But anyway. All right. So, 4730. Will the Trumpster fire? Will he have to sell his big properties to pay bills, loans, fines, you name it? Will Trump have to sell? Because I've gotten I've gotten in the past that he's going to. There's going to be certain stuff seized for money laundering, but will things basically just be seized and sold? Will he have to sell stuff that he doesn't want to? And then again, he's so stupid. He probably would try to sell stuff just to say, oh, I don't own it anymore, so there's no problem. Yeah, he's that dumb. Huh, corruption. Oh, where to start? Oh, corrupt. Oh, so many deeds. Oh, an auction. That's an auction. That's those 2 cards together. That for me, that's an auction. Oh, communication. Legal decisions. Making decisions about legal matters. Oh, hello, Chad. That suspends his forces him into a changed perspective. This is not a voluntary thing. Doesn't feel voluntary at all. Suspension of accounts, suspension of holding property. This is a property auction. Communication choices that to do this rather than something else. Seriously ill-gotten gains. Yes. There we go. Okay, now 4930. Speaking of the Trumpster fire, and I don't know. I still think that's probably what he smells like too. But anyway, the Trumpster fire is having 10 rallies across the country, apparently. Ten rallies. I haven't heard about this. Man. Yes, Kevin, I will gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today. It's it's kind of his business philosophy. But Trump rallies. Okay. Trump rallies. Will they be successful? Oh, Mitch, being two-faced didn't really help you much, did it? Trump is doing 10 rallies. How is that going to go? Because part of it is it's going to be a test of, does he have enough people coming out where he will be able to, make another run in 2024 a going concern. He's putting himself out in the world. How different is it going to be? Let's see. All right, let's go for the reading. Let's see what it says. My gosh, he's going to get himself into trouble. There was a supercut on, I think, the Daily Show put together of things that were said at CPAC that were also said by the January 6th rioters, Capitol building rioters. These are not words you want to keep carrying on. Disappointment that he didn't get through. Political decision. This is legal decisions about what to say, what message to say. And the simple fact that he's a loser. Lost the presidency, Senate, House for Republicans. They're trying to say, oh, yeah, but we kept on the state level. It was great. Trump wasn't on the state level. This could also be incoming legal stuff. But what is... Do tell us more. Deborah, hi, Bob Mueller. Oh, yeah, well... Bob, he wants to keep the super spreaders going. Yes. Linda, exactly. They were said in both places. Trump's 10 rallies. Toxic, spreading toxic energy across the land. Oh, hitting the road again. Getting the band back together. Oh, white supremacy versus that evil Biden. He's got legal impediments. Oh, but he says stupid stuff anyway. This is dangerous. I'm not necessarily saying it's dangerous for us, but it's stupid for him. But he's dumb as a post. I said, come on. So is he going to incite, or is this just legally going to bite him in the rear end? Is this just a legal, really, really bad idea legally that it gets him in trouble? Or is he actually going to incite more violence? Which would potentially get him into legal trouble. I'm just trying to figure if there's going to be violence or not. What does he care? He's making money. He wants that sweet, sweet MAGA money. That's what this is for. Money, money, money. buy my another joke, another random, very random joke. Somebody was complaining about how by the 90s, like Johnny Rotten and other members of the Sex Pistols who were still alive were trying to come out with like branded T-shirts and all this other stuff. And there was someone whose comment on it was, they're a punk band. And basically they're sellouts is kind of in the philosophy of punk bands, that's selling out. And someone said, I am an anarchist, buy all my merchandise. It's like, doesn't quite rhyme, but we get the point. So that's, yes, buy my garbage, buy my grievance politics, buy my hats, buy my t-shirts, contribute money. Kevin saying he had better pay the venues and security this time. Well, don't get your hopes up. Impish artist, I hope the cities make him pay up front. Yeah, good luck with that. Yeah. Oh, he's so awful. He's so awful. Oh, man. And that feels like law enforcement. Keeping a very close eye. Very close eye. Anybody going to a Trump rally? I'm not going to say anything, but do take your phones. Keep them on. Do that. This is just sad. I was talking about this yesterday, where there are people who, like, there's a subreddit and there are other places online where people are trying to talk to each other like, what do I do about my family member who has lost their mind, who is just, I mean, they're brainwashed. It's like self-brainwashing. It's like, I'm going to spend X many hours a day watching Fox News and finding more videos on this and just, you can't talk to them. You can't reason with them. It's sad and it's awful. Yeah, his rallies. He's messy. He has zero discipline. He's going to run his mouth. And the people there are going to be watched. But Trump himself. Yeah, go ahead. Get up there. Talk. Talk freely. Go ahead. Don't use the teleprompter. Say whatever you want. Because law enforcement is going to be on edge wherever this is, wherever it happens. And oh, sorry, my stomach's suddenly growling. They're on to all this. Yeah. And Trump is going to hurt himself. Yeeps. All right, 59. Yeah. Okay, this idea of $15 an hour minimum wage, or the concept of a living wage. $15 an hour. People are hurting. My gosh, people are hurting. And then you get stories. I don't even know if I should tell this story. Hungry kids. It basically just, let's just leave it at that. Hungry kids. Okay. People have to make decisions. Food and rent. People who are going out there, look at this. They're going out, they're going to work, they're taking action, they're taking the initiative, they're getting out of bed, they're taking care of their kids, and they're just disappointed no matter what they do. And they just sink because of inflation so bad. Then the what they can buy is so low, and then they don't make much money. But there is some improvement here. There's some improvement here. A nice beginning, new beginning, more money. Okay. Sorry, I've got to take my. I'm gonna chew this while I shuffle, because apparently my stomach's growling. Talk amongst yourselves. I was going to make waffles this morning and I ran out of time. $15 an hour. There are politicians still fighting for it, and it's caught on. That's good. But they need laws in place. Help the kids, for the love of all that is holy. Help the kids. Fruits of labor. You should be. Yeah, they're still fighting. They're going to fight. This is good. This is good energy. This is good energy. So sooner, later, because the thing that's being stripped out of the House says the minimum wage would go up to $15 an hour over the next 4 years. Whereas the original one Biden was talking about was like 10 years, 15 years. I mean, something crazy. Don't even try talking to the Republicans about this. No, they're just going to drag their feet. Bipartisanship, they're not acting in good faith. And if anybody, anybody who's been through a divorce, you know what it's like, that you can want to be fair, you can want to be as reasonable as you can, but if the other person is not acting in good faith, there's nothing you can do. If they are lying to your face, there's no way you can. This is exactly the same thing. If they're gonna rah about, oh, it's the worst thing, it's gonna destroy the economy, we've got to fight, and their ideas just don't hold water. That's the end of the world. Oh, please. They're gonna lose. The Republicans are gonna lose on this, so I'll take it. I'll take it. Okay. 104. All right. In the next decades, will we finally be able to close the wealth gap? So people talk about kind of the economic miracle of the 50s. And yeah, we'll just ignore that gargantuan elephant in the room of racism, where it wasn't exactly an economic miracle for everybody. Putting that aside, the one thing it was back then, it was, I don't know the exact figures, but it was something crazy, like CEOs of company, their income versus the amount of income their average employees were making. There was like the owner of the company makes like 40 times what the average worker's making in, and then it became like 400 times. And for some, it's a lot higher than that. So the wealth gap is so it isn't even like the top 1%. It's like the top 0.01% who have the vast majority of the wealth. So over the next decades, can we close the wealth gap? And it wouldn't take, what's the miracle? What kind of miracle would you need to close that bad of a wealth gap? I mean, come on, improvement, please. Not at first. We've got to get the economy put back together. It'll take time. Oh boy. Not anytime soon. There's super rich people. They think, oh, we'll just go overseas, and that's what a lot of the Republicans say. They're like, rich people will just move overseas. I've lived overseas. It's not the same, guys. Really, not the same. Rochelle, Ben & Jerry's originally started with the model that their CEO would not make more than 7 times their lowest employee. Not sure about that now. It's a reasonable thought. And people and the family who owns Walmart or Jeff Bezos, it's like, you don't give your employees health insurance. Therefore, it ends up falling on the state and the taxpayers and what have you. But you're taking home billions? Mm-mm. Oh, nay. Let's just have a quick look if there's any more information here. There is a new thank heavens, there's a new generation coming in. There's a new generation coming in who's going to have no patience with this garbage. Nope. Companies made in the future. Things like 10% of all income that comes into actually book art media goes to charity. It hasn't always. When I first published my first book, it didn't, but it does now. And that's it's built in. It's a 10% charity company. It's just built into it, and then I just choose where the money goes, which established charity the money goes to. That will not be unusual in the future, and more. It's just that's the way things are going, because not only can I not do this without you being here, I can't do this if I'm not paying taxes so that I can have this wonderful electricity. And if people are suffering, I didn't anyway, you get it. I think you get it. All right. 1093. Okay, will there be universal preschool under the Biden administration? To be honest, it doesn't feel like it, but it feels like it's coming. Oh, J-Lo, House Democrats passed Biden's $1.9 trillion relief plan despite setback on the minimum wage. They passed it at like 2 a.m. Eastern time. But anyway, 1, 10 to 30. Okay, so the question is, will we get universal preschool under Biden? The problem we're running into at the moment is that we have so many kids who've lost so much education because of this pandemic that there's this fight to get just back to some basic level where we were before the pandemic. But there's definitely going to be a huge push to improve education. Bless you, Dr. Joe Biden. This year has been awful. And still, in America, we are in this ridiculous situation where most public schooling is paid for by local property taxes. So yes, in rich areas, you get nice schools, and in poor areas, you don't. And until that changes, there are some fundamental things here that need to change. And just requiring preschool. People love their kids. Overall, the grand aggregate, people really love their kids. We've got to get through this crisis first. It's not going to happen in the Biden administration. That's what I'm picking up. But it's just a fight to get back to some level of, okay, all right, we're back here. Now we can, but later on, we'll look some other time later for like the Harris administration. Okay. Now here we go back to I get strongly worded comments. Okay, I'm going to make this short because I get very strongly worded comments, and I talked too much already earlier when I originally took the question because I get strongly worded comments. The question is, UFOs have been seen over Minneapolis, and there's been in flights, commercial flights, pilots seeing things, and UFOs. Just reading on the UFOs. What's going on with the UFOs? These UFOs. I mean, if it's technology that you're supposed to be trying to keep secret, not doing so great there, Spiff. Communication. It's a card of communication. All right. Well, you had the pilots on the local on the flight who were saying, we've just had something fly right over us, at this kind of speed. And Kathy Anderson, is Trump an alien? Unfortunately, no. He's one of ours. He's a human. Ugh. Don't get too emotional. I'm picking up military vibes. I'm picking up technology, military. Really? Because you'd think they'd be smart enough to say, oh, gee, maybe we shouldn't buzz commercial flights. If this is... King of Pentacles, that's a very... This is like Boeing. This is like... this is big money. This is like military industrial complex energy. This is not other planets. No, this is terrestrial. Whoops. It feels like it's secret because it's proprietary. And there will be some action under Democrats to find out more or something. I'm getting military industrial complex. I'm getting proprietary. I'm getting super secret. Yeah, stuff like that. See here. Just pull 3 more cards. I'm not getting this as extraterrestrial. I'm just not. It's like we want to. Is it not? Is it not? Heartache. Terrestrial competition. Terrestrial competition. That's what I'm getting. Again, I'm not really. I don't know why this. I never get anything other than that on these kinds of questions. I'm sorry. Sandra Lee, a UFO could be for tracking purposes, a test run for a project. It's kind of what I'm. That's what I'm getting. Okay. 119. So apparently, I don't know anything about this, but apparently the Arizona GOP is changing laws about the election, the voting for elections. Let me guess, they're making it easier for everybody, right? Right? Arizona GOP, they're making it easier for everyone to vote, right? Okay. Jazzy, hey Sophie. Autumn, I imagine you're getting tired of all this Donald Trump garbage, but never ending. I'm so disgusted myself. Oh, as long as he's around. That's what I read on. And I'd be reading on it whether I had this channel or not. Because I don't know, maybe just Scorpio nature. I want to know what's actually going on behind the scenes. Arizona. Oh, man. Really? Okay, here we go. Maryland, they're trying to have the legislators throw out election votes. Oh! Teresa, about the last question, said, or is it? Where is it? Maybe they wanted to show off their stuff to another country without actually showing them. Nanner. Could be. Anyway, 12030, Arizona GOP. So they're changing laws for the election vote, apparently trying to throw out votes. Really? The GOP is trying to make it harder to vote or getting rid of some people's votes? How unlike them. Hey, Arizona GOP. Well, it starts with the court and a lot of trying to stir the pot. But they end up on the defensive, and the law's like, really? That's a Democratic win. I don't know if are they trying to throw stuff out from the last election, or are they going for the next election? Because right in the center is the rise of Democratic power. We're going to try to cause a mess, and they end up on the defensive, and the courts get involved and are like, or maybe legislators are trying to try to pull something, but this is the most powerful card here, and it's good luck. It'll wash you right out of that chair. Future elections, okay. Aaron Stone saying, this is why Garland needs to be confirmed. He has some strong civil rights attorneys on his team, plus the Voting Rights Act must be passed. I agree. Thank you, Marilyn. Angie, Arizona GOP trying to allow legislators to override the popular vote if they don't like it. Okay, that's it. That's it. Start doing this every day. Every day. You know, I have another flag pin, but yeah, I broke it. I broke the little bit off the back, and I need to try some super glue or something. Reclaiming our flag. Reclaiming our time, I'm reclaiming our flag. If you think that you can change, that you've been voted into a state thing and you can just start changing voters' national votes after you've gerrymandered your districts at the wazoo, you are un-American. We are not. There we go. I didn't think I had to wear this today, but apparently I do, because we need to reclaim our flag. Okay. That's right. I thought Autumn was going for the water gun. Oh, Jay, I don't partake. But I thought Autumn was going to go get her bong. I don't partake, but don't tempt me with anything. How I've managed to get through the last 5 years and still I don't drink is kind of a miracle. KD saying, I live in Arizona. This will never pass. Good. Aaron said, none of these laws are constitutional. Yeah. I love the waving effect on your flag pin, Autumn. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Kathleen, yeah, for 5 years I've looked at the flag with, if not disgust, then sadness. in America, those of you who for overseas, we have something called the Pledge of Allegiance, and some people don't like it. I understand. Back in was it Eisenhower who added the under God part into it that really shouldn't be there and wasn't. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, which is where you get the idea of indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, the divine, or not, whatever you believe, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. CPAC 126. Okay, we know that CPAC is going to be a super spreader event. Logic. But the question is it going to hit the keynote speakers? Oh, CPAC, CPAC. It's definitely going to hit the little people. It's going to hit all kind of people. I'm not even getting a specific. It's just bad. And this temperance feels like it should be upside down. And temperance upside down is kind of a card of pestilence. Oh yeah, super spreader. Death card. Oh, it's ugly. It's ugly. I'm just getting out of that energy. That's just, yeah, it's gonna, yes. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. You would think that some sense of self-preservation would kick in. Thank you, Roxanne. Then again, let's see if this is handy. There was something I saw. I think it was on BuzzFeed. It was a there we go. On BuzzFeed, those kind of where they'll have like the funniest tweets or what have you. The original tweet was, "You'll never change what you tolerate. Research." Okay. This is the point. No curve here. Can we agree on that? Hashtag flat earth. The response was, "I love flat earthers because they remind me that even though I'm a failure, there are always people even more disappointing than me." That's what I have to say about CPAC. One nation indivisible is really what it should be. All right, Andrew Yang. Oh, you mean well. Oh no, this should be 29:30. No, 1:30. That's fine. Okay, Andrew Yang is running for mayor of NYC. How's that going to go? David, I love that. One nation inequality. I love that. All right, Andrew Yang, how's it going to go? Mayor Yang? Is Andrew Yang going to be mayor of New York? That's the energy. No. He definitely made a national name for himself when he was running for president. But this energy is more think tank, political influencer, someone who's working for the Biden administrations in some respect somewhere. I mean, or something like that. This is where it lands, and that's not a mayor. So let's see if there's any more information. Oh wow. Alexis is saying he's in the lead by 25% now. Hey, great. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. And some people aren't taking him seriously. If he wants a chance, he has to change his ways and how he communicates. But is he really doing that well in the polls? Cool. Among the Democrats, he's doing well. Well, good. Hi, Chad. It's hanging Chad, guys. It's suspension. It's having to quit. It feels like these are both knights, so he's got forces coming in against him. And this is a card of leaving. So that's what I'm getting. I don't know. Tessrat, our moment of Chad. I love that. I love that. Today's moment of Chad. I love that, Tessrat. All right, 134. Actually, we've got 2 questions left. 34. Will the golden calf Trump statue, will that get through to any Christians where it's like, you know that book you like? Yeah. Now there's a part in it, something about a golden calf, I think. Ring a bell? Maybe you shouldn't. Maybe symbolism. Okay, I just had this many cards out of the deck just slide right out, which would tell me some would be like, Seriously, is it a gold? Is it a gold, like, gold painted big boy burger statue, something like that? He's got flip flops on and shorts. It's like that's repurposed from something else, right? Huh. Yeah, they're brainwashed. Literally, on people on Fox News are saying we are headed for a totalitarian state because the Democrats are in charge. That's literally what they're being told and what they are saying. Yes. Yes, that's what's going on. What will it get through to Christians, evangelicals? What's getting through to them is him losing the election. They are united in their hatred of Democrats. It's as more basically what we're waiting for here. And anyone who's like, oh, Trump's out of office, what will you read on anymore? We have got so much legal stuff that is just like 1,000 shoes about to drop. And it's just like, we know they're going to drop. Waiting. Just waiting. And it's when that kind of stuff happens. It's election and law stuff that has an effect on them. But they are absolutely united in their hatred of Democrats. Rachel, projection. Yes. All right, I've got one other question here. Will the Electoral College be abolished? 138. And since I'm here and you're here, for which I am very, very grateful, Shoney's big boy Trump. Okay. I've never picked up that the Electoral College will be abolished under Biden. But I do think he's just got a 4-year term. But we'll see. Will the Electoral College be abolished? Let's see here. Kevin Brazil, good one, Autumn. And scene. People are really angry about it. They're going to try to put up challenges to it. Yeah, it may have stolen a couple of elections. Yeah. Isn't it 30 years since a Republican won the presidency via the popular vote? Not good. It's a center. It makes sense. The center is temperance because they were, when the country was founded, they were trying to find a workaround. And, they tried. They worked really hard. And I think they were inspired. The founding fathers were inspired. And, but what they created wasn't perfect. And they knew that. And I think sometimes we look back and we expect even more from them, when in fact, I don't know, the whole check and balance thing seemed to work pretty well for quite a while, for the most part. Unfortunately, all of this was set up on the backs of slaves. Anyway, but that's what the Electoral College comes from, is a compromise they had to make. But there's a message about, there is a card of the message, institutions. So we're not going to get rid of it soon. We're not. This isn't a voter. This is a messenger. This is an electoral voter who votes according to the people who actually directly vote. Institution. I've picked up in the past, we will eventually, but it's going to be really disappointing how long it's going to take. So anyway, but that's going to do it for me. I got through 13 questions today. So thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me. You're going to be seeing way too much of me this weekend. So 4 o'clock for any writers, people who write fiction, over on Book Art Media. There's, I don't know, we're there anywhere from like 20 minutes to an hour. It depends how many people show up. Up to 10 people can actually be on the screen together. The link's in the description box. So, thank you, lucky girl. So I'll be there for that at 8 o'clock tonight for any patrons. All patrons. Our monthly get-togethers at 8 o'clock tonight Central Time. 8 o'clock Central Time. And we talk about, we rarely talk about politics. It's crazy history and, old movie stars, or going to other planets, or all kind of crazy fun stuff. And then tomorrow, but I'll be back here at noon for you, like always. And then tomorrow night for everybody also, I'll be over on the Jen Lin channel, Jen Lin Tarot, with the talented, amazingly talented trio, Jen Lin, Becca of House of Lenormand, and Johnny of Tara's Apprentice. Have a great day. I'll see you later. And if not, I'll see you tomorrow. And then if you're interested, I'll see you tomorrow again. Anyway. All right, hang in there. All right. There are good days ahead. And today's a good day because I got to spend it with you. Thank you. See you tomorrow, or tonight, or twice tomorrow.